This is called a hesitation step. This is the closest thing we have to a basic step in hustle. This is useful for beginning leaders to give them time to think between other figures. Normally, an experienced leader will keep moving from one move to the next without stopping in between. But if you're a beginner, it's perfectly fine to do this step until you can figure out what you want to do next. We are going to go over the details of balance, precision, and communication to make your dancing easier. According to the principles of the ABCDs, the law of balance tells us that everyone maintains their own balance. So we learn to dance without pushing and pulling on our partner. Now if we look at our two dancers, we can see that they're directly over their own weight. They're not tilted backward or pressing forward into one another. The hand connection you can't see in detail, but there's no tension in the hand connection. There's no grasping. The hands are just laying one in another here. Now, when they go back, they're still over their own weight. You can see their weight is primarily over their front foot, and there's still no tension in the handhold. So when they go back, they don't go back so far. Notice that the elbows do not bend and contract. They only go back far enough so they can still maintain the connection without even the slightest bit of tugging on one another. Notice that the heel doesn't come down here. Now you could place the heel down if you really wanted to, but the weight still needs to stay on the front foot. We usually say keep the heel off the ground because that forces you to keep the weight on the front foot. If the heel went down, it's not a problem if you don't put any weight back here. As long as the weight stays here, you can do it. But you can see they are changing weight fully. The weight does go to the back foot and then comes forward, but the body stays forward. And there's no, for the follower, this is especially, you want to pay attention to this. The follower only goes back as far as she needs to go back without pulling on her partner. So there's no yanking here, not even a tiny bit. The leader does not stop the follower from going backwards. The follower stops from her own accord when she gets to this distance on her own. So if she would go any further back, she would create tension here, and that tells her she went too far back. So she only goes as far back as she needs to go without creating any pressure in the handhold. Similarly, she comes forward until she's blocked by the leader. So they're just going back and forth here without creating any pressure or tension, maintaining their own balance. Notice that their feet are staying together. Knees, ankles, knees meet together. So their feet are not apart, so they're not falling from side to side, but their body stays weighted directly over their foot. In both this direction and towards the mirror and towards us that are watching this. So that little figure is called change places. And we're going to go back to the hesitation step. And we can see for a beginning dancer, you can put the hesitation step or the basic step in between your figure. Let's go back and look at this step again. So you can see her shoulders are not falling backwards but staying directly over her hips. And there we go.